Hello YouTube, hello Christians, hello non-Christians. I want to talk to you about a few things today. I'm going to try and make these videos as quickly as I can. I'll try and talk so you can understand me. So, the first thing I want to talk about is, what do the Luciferians know about human nature, about people, that Christians are clueless about? And this is sometimes called the secret knowledge. There are people, groups that claim that they have certain secret knowledge, and I'm going to tell you what it is. At least one of them, two of them. Okay, here's the secret knowledge. It's not the message, it's the messenger. What that means is this: the person telling you something is more important than the message. How you perceive the person telling you the message is more important than actually what the message is. In other words, somebody in a suit and a tie, perfectly groomed, can speak well, eloquently. They can tell you something that is a lie, and you will be more inclined to believe it because you like the person telling you this information. There's a saying, some people would rather hear, or not some people, all people would rather hear a soothing lie rather than a harsh truth. And that is absolutely true. The people who tell other people the truth, there's a rejection against it. Human nature is to reject that if they don't like the person. So that's why in politics you see all these people with these suits, and they look very nice and they speak very well, and those are more believable to people, even though what they say may not be true at all. So it's important to understand that the messengers are very carefully selected. One of the reasons people didn't like Donald Trump was the fact that he was not a good speaker. He exaggerated, mumbled, said things, and so forth, and that bothered people. And even though he may be saying something that's true, because people hate him so much, they would not believe it. And the same thing goes the other way. There are people who worship Trump and think everything he says is absolutely fantastic and absolutely true. So it goes both ways. But what you need to understand is, you need to filter out the person, me, anybody. Filter them out and just go on the content, the facts, the logic, the reason, the rationale. That's what you need to be looking at. Don't be fooled by the people who are good presenters. Take what they say and scrutinize it and tear it up and chop it up and make sure it makes sense. The other one is, there used to be, back in the 70s, there was a television ad for, I think it was Canon cameras. Image is everything. They had the tennis player Agassi, and image was everything. That's true. Okay, that's absolutely true. And I want you to look at Jesus. Jesus came as a humble man, riding a donkey. He was not royal. He didn't have an entourage other than 12 ragtag team. He did not command any army. He did not go in saying I was the king of this. He is a very humble man, and people didn't listen. Now, even his apostles, Thomas, doubting Thomas, that's where we get that from. Paul, he said, "You will deny me 3 times." Okay, not Paul. Peter, deny me 3 times. And Paul was an absolute hated to Christians, absolutely hated. Each one of those people who, well, except for Paul, walked with Christ, had their doubts. And it wasn't until some supernatural thing happened that they but were believers. That's, whoa, okay, this is really real. Okay, if he had come in wearing some sort of jewelry or had an entourage or whatever, if he was presented in a much more authoritarian manner, people would have been more likely to believe him. You look at any person in a position of authority. They've got the hat, they've got the clothes, the uniform, the costume, whatever it is. Okay, that is to convince you that they are telling you the truth. That all uniforms, all dress, is to convey to somebody else that I know what I'm talking about. Okay, that's what it is. Because people respect authority. Even people who don't respect authority still respect the claim of authority. All right? So the main thing is to understand that image is everything. How something is presented to you, your brain, your psyche, is going to assign a value of like 90% to that. And only 10% to actually what's being said. The actual truth, the facts, the rationale, the reasoning, the logic. Okay? So reject who's telling you something. Okay? Reject their image. Reject me. Reject anybody who's telling you something. Listen to what we say and then scrutinize and determine whether that's the truth. Okay, so the Luciferians know that Christians were just clueless. You know, the Luciferians know that the person on the nightly news wearing the suit and tie with the perfectly manicured hair, right? That is going to command attention and authority, and people will pay attention and believe that person. Believability is likability. If somebody likes you, they will believe what you say. If somebody doesn't like you, they will not believe what you say, no matter how truthful you may be speaking. Donald Trump is a perfect example of this. You know, he can say something that people absolutely hate because they hate Donald Trump. Somebody else can do the same thing that Donald Trump did or said, and they're great because people like that person. They don't like Donald Trump. And like I said, it goes the other way. People who are Trump fanatics, whatever Trump says is right. Okay? They don't criticize him. They don't scrutinize what he says. And I'm not going to get into that Trump thing. I'm not going to get into it. I'm just using him as an example. Okay? That was what I want to tell you. The secret knowledge is how the information is presented to the person, the people, is far, far more important than the actual information. It's the messenger, not the message. That's why people used to kill the messenger. Because they associated the bad news with the person. That's human nature. Kill the messenger, right? So keep that in mind. Anytime anybody tries to tell you something, understand. I would say use Christ as the example, because Christ was the humblest guy in the world. Other than doing the miracles, of course. But he was always very reluctant to do these miracles. Many times he was reluctant to do miracles. He didn't like to be tested. So, anyways, I hope you found this information interesting. And I hope you see the world a little bit differently than you did before you started watching the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. You have to do the notification bell because I don't put up a lot of videos. So I would say select notify all, because when I do like 2, 3, 4 or whatever, and I'll upload those and I won't do anything for a long time. So you'll want to do the notification so that you can find out. That's assuming you care what the heck I say. All right? Thank you for watching. Appreciate it very much. Have a great day.